Hey everyone out there, this is Victor with Aerial Archaeology, and I was going to bring you guys today another short video. Since we're snowed in out here, I'm going to try to get a short video in about the really cool historic preservation that has happened unintentionally, I think, in Fredericktown of a few really cool mounds. Um, First, we'll take a look at the aerial data just here on Google, and you can see there's nothing super striking about the town. The main mound that's been preserved, let's say, is here on Mound Street. Um, this mound is called the Rowley Mound, and it is a mound of about 20 feet high and 80 to 90 feet in diameter, and was significantly heavily excavated, which you'll see here shortly. But there are actually three other mounds here in Fredericktown that most people don't really know about, but are extremely interesting. You can't really see them easily on the map, but they're kind of hiding in plain sight. So let's take a look at the hillshade, and you can kind of see what's up. Actually, first let's take a look at the map. So here on the map, we've got Fredericktown, and Fredericktown shows roughly 4 enclosures within the town, or nearby the town, and lots of surrounding mounds. So let's take a look and see if that's true. Alright, well, here in town, the first mound you can see is that Rowley Mound. It's spelled actually two ways, Rowley, or Raleigh, like Raleigh, North Carolina. And like I said, it's about 80 to 90 feet across, they believe, and at least 20 feet high. But you can see that excavation. I mean, they just carved straight into that thing, really without any thought of putting anything back, it doesn't look like. But they found some sort of, like, they claim it to be Adena or Hopewell neck bracelet, or they call it a gorget, is what they call it. Supposedly they found one of those in that excavation, which is interesting. The other mounds are quite intriguing. So we have this hilltop mound right here called the Braddock Mound. And this thing is fascinating. It's on private property, and it doesn't appear to have ever been excavated, right? So you can look on all sides, and there's no historical records of any excavation on it. And it does have an entrance right here down the front. I guess they say it's unsure as to whether it has an entrance. It clearly has an entrance right there in the front. But yeah, this is a gorgeous mound. It's really well preserved for no one apparently having taken the time to do it, but it looks great. The other one, let's take a look at that on Google Earth real quick, or Google Maps. So you can see that behind the person's house right there. You can see it's a pretty significant mound. But it is right there behind that person's house. I don't know exactly if it's on their private property. I'm assuming it is, but it's a beautiful mound, and I'm glad they've at least somewhat preserved it. But secondarily in town, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at this patch in the farmer's field that's been just left for generations, which is awesome. So let's take a look at what that looks like. And if we look here, lo and behold, there she blows. So this is a really interesting example because it looks almost identical to the Bradley Mound, but there's not really any mention of it in literature that I know of. Like I said, there's mention of the Rowley Mound and the Braddock Mound, but I don't see much mention of this mound, which appears to be extremely similar as far as the base goes, almost like they were preparing for a burial, or preparing a platform for a burial, or something like that. I don't know if it's ceremonial or burial, but the fact that they're similar in structure to me suggests that it might be a burial. There looks to be 3 entrances on this one. You can see one from essentially the northeast, and then one from almost due south, and one from the west. So the fourth mound, actually, or enclosure, is right there in the right behind the sewage and water works in town. And again, extremely similar shape. It appears to be an enclosure. It looks to have been plowed out of existence for the most part. If you look here in town, directly behind the waterworks, you can see here in this field, it's pretty straightforward. You can definitely see that it's right there. A little difficult, but extends into the tree line. That's the more preserved portion, is right there in the tree line. But it was definitely plowed over for many generations. So there's the third there. So anyway, there's 4 rather well preserved square, I'm going to call them square enclosures here in Ohio that kind of blew my mind when I first saw them. Jamie Davis was the one that turned me on to these originally, and I believe they've at least been known for a while. At least the Braddock Mound and the Rowley Mound. The other 2 enclosures I don't think are so well known, or at least I don't even know if they're recorded, but they are extremely interesting nonetheless. Hope you found it interesting. Please comment and talk about it amongst yourselves on the internet. I'll be sure to chime in. Hope you enjoy these videos, and I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.